Hello, one and all. Welcome back to another edition of the AGPC, Average Guy's Guide to Life podcast. Here, lighting the internet on fire, one episode at a time. My voice is the kerosene. Your likes, comments, subscribes, shares, all that good shit is the matches and the fire. Bring the fire. That was lame, but I don't give a fuck. Please support me, support the growth of this podcast. If you enjoy the content that I make, as I said on the last episode, I don't know if it makes you horny, don't know if it makes you happy, don't know if it makes you laugh, don't know if it makes you cry, if you hate me, whatever the fuck you do, just support, man. Do the fucking thing. Do all the things. I left off on the last podcast speaking about relationships and women and all that stuff, and if that grosses you out and that's something that you don't like to discuss, you might not want to watch this episode either, because I'm going to go right back into it. I'm going to be talking about the same things, but in a different way. It's a different story, and it's from years and years ago, but I can't believe it's something I never discussed on this podcast before. It's something that happened to me, and it was very important towards my growth as a human being, as an individual. It was very important. I can't believe I never talked about it. So if that isn't built up enough, maybe you should stay and listen to the rest of this podcast, because I'm not going to talk about it yet. What I'm going to talk about is people that shit in public. That's right. People that pull down their trousers, their pants, their lower half clothing, whatever you call it. Maybe you're wearing shorts, dress, skirt. Is that a skirt? A dress, you'd have to lift up a dress, right? To take a shit. Take a shit outside. What do you have to do? Where do you have to be as a human being to where you're comfortable enough disrobing and taking a shit outside? And I'm not talking about like in a corner. I'm talking about like in a parking lot, or like in front of someone's house, or on their steps. Where do you have to be as a person mentally to where you think that you have no other options but to shit where you stand? I want to meet these people. I really do. And I don't want to meet the ones where alcohol is involved. I don't want to meet those folks. They have an excuse. They were a little loopy. They were a little outside of themselves. They've been drinking, though. That's the excuse I give to people that do dumb shit, including myself. I've been drinking, though. Can you blame me? But not them motherfuckers. I want to talk to the completely sober individuals who take shits in public, because I want to know what their life is like. What have you been through, sir, madam? What have you been through in your life to where this is okay? This is a highly acceptable practice. I can't think of anything that would escalate to the point where I just have to shit where I stand. Like, I can't imagine myself being that far away from a toilet, first of all, to where I have no other options but to just take my pants off right where I stand and shit. Like, I can't hold it. It has to be out of my body. I have to evacuate my bowels right here. I don't think I've ever been that far from a toilet. Right now, I'm recording this podcast in the comfort of my own home, and I don't have to worry about that. But even if I was out and about, let's just say I'm on the expressway and I'm driving maybe an hour away, and the fucking sounds your stomach makes, those angry gurgles, those bugabas, whatever the fuck you call them. Even then, you could just take the next exit and find a fucking restroom, a rest stop, a fucking gas station, So I don't think that's it either. I don't think that being far away from a toilet is why these people do that. I just think they're mentally unwell, folks. But I want to talk to them. So if you are a person And you have no shame because apparently you don't. You shit in public. You have no shame. So if you're one of these people that shit in public, please comment on the video. Let me know where you shat. Let me know why you shat and what you did with it. Let me know how you wiped your ass. Did you use your hand? Did you just use the sidewalk like a dog with worms? Like, what did you do? And also, if you're one of these people that feel the urge to physically pick up your own excrement with your bare hands and throw it in the direction of the object that you disapprove of. So you pick up your shit and you throw it at a door or a person. That's even better. I will personally take you out for food. I mean, we won't probably sit at the same table. You know, we'll be a few tables apart, but I will take you out to eat. I want to hear your stories. But you have to be a broken person to do something like that, right? And I guess I'll get into this story now, since I talked about people that shit in public long enough. A story of a broken person. Now, I've often talked about the internet dating experience and how it's so strange and a cesspool and a toxic place to be, and how the experience that I have gotten, and most men I think would agree to, is very different. I couldn't think of a word there. My brain is still broken from the previous episode. Can you believe it? I'm usually filled with words. Like I'm pretty good with words, but nothing. Just fucking nothing. Not like I'm doing a podcast or anything. But the opposite experience is what most women experience. Like, if you make a dating profile as a woman, no matter where you go, you're just going to get bombarded and flooded with messages. Like, that is to be expected. People are going to ask you to fucking, suck the dick. People are going to ask you en masse if they can lick your vagina, even if you have a fucking hideous vagina. Okay, let me just say this. I know that people want to say, because it's politically correct and it's nice to say, that all vaginas are nice looking. No, that is not true. I've seen a lot of porn in my day. There's some ugly pussies out there. Some of y'all got some problems below the belt. Like, your shit look like blended salami. It's bad. It's bad. Your shit looks like one of those Polishes, like if you boil it too long and it starts to split open, and it looks deformed. I even questioned when I was a kid, like, should I eat this? Like, it's not like a shape. It's not the shape of food I'm used to eating anymore. So I don't give a fuck if anyone's going to judge me for saying this, but some of y'all vaginas aren't aesthetically pleasing, okay? It's not good. But that doesn't deter men from offering their services on your clitoral area. Without even knowing you, they'll say, hey, want to sit on my face? Don't you want to sit on this face? They will say it. These fucking crazy people. If you make an online dating profile, they will eat the shit out of your ugly pussy. They will fuck it up with their tongues. And then I wonder, I hate to digress here, king of digression. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I hate to digress here, but once again, I wonder how much of this works for these guys on these dating profiles where their opening line is, can you please put your bum on my face so I can just eat your vagina? I wonder how much of that works for them. And if it is like a fairly decent percentage, like a 30% clip, that I also wonder what the women look like, because I imagine that they are not the best looking women. Because I spoke about on previous episodes, pretty bitches will lie, and because they have a lot of options. So a pretty bitch ain't gonna just say, yeah, I'll go sit on this random stranger's face. So I imagine it's a very frumpy looking troll under the bridge individual with an ugly vagina and maybe overweight and don't have many options. And they're like, fine, I'll go fucking put my ass in this dude's nose. And on top of that, I wonder how often the dudes get ghosted because that's their fucking way in. They don't have any game. They don't have any charisma. They don't have words that they could say to make a woman want that. So their opening line is, let me fucking lick your vaginal thing. And after that, they're hoping that, okay, now that I've done that, you have to suck my dick or let me put my dick in it. And then they're like, nah, got what I wanted. My ugly little member down there. Or maybe it's pretty. I'm going to stop giving you a fucking hard time. But some of them are ugly. Don't forget that. But maybe my pretty little tight Barbie vagina. That's, Barbie doesn't have a vagina. It's satisfying. I'm just going to go. Just going to go. I wouldn't trust the motherfucker that said that either. It's like, what if perfect scenario happens for this individual and he gets a decent looking girl who wants her vagina eaten. It's been a long time. She just wants it licked so she could just come all over your fucking pathetic face. And then she's like, that was great. And she just jumps off of your face and then puts her clothes on. You're like, whoa, hold on. What about me? And then she's like, what about you, bitch? This was your offer. I said yes. You gave me your address. I showed up. Surprisingly enough, you didn't meet me at the door with a butcher knife, or a fucking barbed wire bat. You actually let me in. You were pretty nice. We had some drinks and you ate my vagina. Now I'm leaving. What the fuck? I think that's when he kills his first victim. That's when it happens. That's when you die. Go ahead. Kill him. Just fucking kill her. Kill her. Go ahead. You fucking idiot. Anyway, so the dating experience for men and women on these dating websites is vastly different, okay? But I've been frequenting them for years. Not recently. I'm too old for this shit now, too old for games. As I said, pretty bitches, they lie. Ugly bitches are plentiful. I once, a while back, when I had Tinder, I used to swipe to the right, because I think that's how you accept. I swiped to the right infinitely. Like, I didn't even look at the pictures. I just swipe. And I know there's other guys that did this. Not only does it fucking ruin your self-confidence because you're not getting any matches, but it also pisses you off because the matches you get are these motherfuckers that never seen a fucking salad a day in their life. These people that are allergic to green veggies. Like, my God, like, you round people. And nothing against you, but it's like, when I see this, I'm like, sometimes I used to respond like, hey, do you think I'm out of your league? Not even to be a dick about it, And sometimes they be like, nah, why would I think that? And I'm like, well, you're definitely out of my weight class. That's one way of looking at it. Do you think I'm like, into big bitches? Like, what is going on here? Why are you so delusionally self-confident? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Burning up the clock again on this one. So, I have been frequenting online dating sites for a while. But when it first started, I was on this website called Tagged. And I'm sorry if I'm repeating this story. I don't think I've ever told it. I was going into my senior year of high school. I was in a new town. I'm originally from Chicago. We had moved to Bolingbrook. And I had no friends there. All of my friends were back home in Chicago. And, I thought the best way to meet new people was to join Tagged. This was before Facebook. I think this was even before the boom of MySpace. All of the youth used to be on Tagged. And me and my sisters, we made trips out of it. We made days out of going to the library because we didn't have a home PC. We made days out of just going to the library to go on the internet. And we would be there for hours. When I say hours, 8 hours. Like during the summer, that summer, we would spend 8 hours inside of the Bolingbrook Library. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. They were like teeny boppers. I think one of them was 12, the other was 13. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they were secretly looking at pictures of dicks. I don't know. I never, now that I think about it, I never once asked what they were doing. Hopefully they were playing like Mickey Mouse games online, but they could have probably been looking at like different dicks. I don't know. Were you guys looking at dicks? Comment down below. But I eventually met someone on there, and it was a girl, an attractive girl. I was very shocked that this person was talking to me, and I'm like, this is before you were suspicious of everyone. This was before catfishing was a thing. I just believed that she was who she was, and we talked on tag for weeks, and then I told her I'm a transfer student. She asked me what school. I said I'm going to BHS. She's like, I go to BHS, I was like, okay, let's exchange numbers. And we started talking over the phone before the school year started. And the first day of the school year, she said that she would meet me outside to give me a tour of the place. And I'm like, all right, this is fucking happening. Like before then, I was just obsessed with sports, comics, other things, academics. I wasn't really into girls my high school years. Like, even though I had all that testosterone pumping through my veins, I went to a school where every fucking girl was a hoe or lesbian. Like, those were my two options. I'm not fucking kidding you. If someone's watching this podcast or listening to the audio version and you went to Marshall, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It was either you wanted a thought and the rest were lesbians. That was it. One of the girls I tried to date was actually the cousin of the girl that I had a crush on. Didn't even want to date her. She kind of forced me to date her. I'm like, all right, cool. Once she realized I wasn't into her and I found her kind of gross, guess what? She joined the other team. She became a lesbian. Not even making this up. So I think that kind of deterred me from it and helped me stay focused on, the things that I cared about outside of getting my little dick wet. So this was shocking to me. Like a girl that was attractive. She was good at academics, I guess. Cheerleader. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, holy shit, I'm having my high school moment. Like, I saw this shit in movies. Like, this is Dawson's Creek. This is fucking... I don't have any other references. I've literally never seen any of those shows, by the way. I know they existed. Was Gossip Girls one? I don't know. Do you know any of those high school teen things? The OC? Was the OC one? California, here we come. Right back where we started from. California. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen that show. Right? I think that was one too. But anyway, I was having my own high school moment. I couldn't believe it. It was so cute. We had almost every class together. We held hands in the weirdest ways. It was never palm to palm. We used to do this weird finger thing. Like I grabbed your pinky, you grabbed my index finger sort of shit. Like we were two cripples trying to hold hands. It was very weird, but it was cute. And then, relationship progressed. We never had sex. Never had sex. We were close to having sex in the basement. Sorry if you're watching this, aunt of mine. But yeah, we ditched school to try and fuck in the basement. That was my idea. It's my idea. I was still a virgin, Don't blame me. I also used to steal. Don't know if you remember that. But so we almost had sex, but we never did. And she said that she would feel more comfortable if we'd never snuck around, because she lived with her parents. I lived with my aunt. And she was like, wait until we get on campus to have sex for the first time. And I'm like, all right, cool. By that time, she knew I was a virgin. I think I told her. And we got to campus. It was a school I never wanted to go to. I never applied to this school. I got accepted to many other schools. I applied to this one last minute. So last minute that I didn't even get housing. I had temporary housing, and I had to wait for a room in the freshman dorms to actually open up. That's how late it was. I followed this person there, needless to say. So we ended up doing it. It was not It wasn't fantastic. I don't think anyone's first time is. And it was just weird. I felt really weird. All of it just felt really weird. But we kept doing it. But this is when shit gets weird. Okay? We eventually get to the point where we're getting very comfortable with each other. So by this timeline, we've almost known each other for, almost 2 years. Because I knew her before my senior year, the whole senior year, and now freshman year of college. So it's been a while. And we've gotten used to each other, and I'm starting to notice, okay, this bitch she kind of loony. I don't know what's changed. Like, I think I spoiled her to a point where we would we spent every minute we could together. That was one thing. Like, in high school, it was cute. But in college, it was kind of a problem because, not for me, because I still got my shit done. But it was kind of a problem because I think she was expecting to continue to live the lifestyle that she was used to in Bolingbrook. Her parents were well off, big ass house. She pretty much move and do however she wanted. You can't do that here. Got to buckle down. Sometimes you got to starve a little bit. I would try to splurge a little bit. We would take trips to Chicago, spend the night in, the Hilton, Marriott, the W. We, shopping sprees, all that shit. But you can't do that all the time. And once that started to slow down, I started to feel like our relationship was starting to come apart a little bit. And now that I look back, I think she secretly wanted me to break up with her. And I wouldn't. I was very stubborn. It was my very first girlfriend. I was going to hold on to her, damn it. But she wanted me to break up with her. This was the first sign that I think she wanted me to break up with her. Every night on campus, I never slept in my room. I always went up to her side of the dorms, or the female side. And every night we ordered Pizza Hut for dinner. It's just two of us, and we were thin people. Like, at the time, I was maybe 185. She was super thin, maybe 120 at the most. Of course, we're not going to eat the whole fucking pizza. And on top of ordering a pizza, we'd be drunk, but she'd also order one of those large-ass cookies. Like, I don't even know if they do it anymore. It's like a giant fucking large pizza, but a chocolate chip cookie. And I'm not kidding when I say this was every night for months. This is what we had for dinner. Now, I used to leave in the morning to go to my class. The garbage chute is right across from her room. But this motherfucker never took any of the pizza boxes to the trash. So every time my day of classes would end and I would go back to her dorm room, the same fucking pizza boxes would be there. Now, maybe in my brain, I should have volunteered and be like, hey, you want me to throw these pizza boxes out? Like, it's starting to pile up a little bit over here. Like, we need to get rid of them. But I wasn't thinking like that. I'd be tired or whatever, and I just want to play the GameCube and, play with my little dick. Like, I'm not thinking about garbage. But eventually it became a problem. There was a mountain of pizza boxes, some of them still with half cookie pizzas in them and half eaten pizzas in them, piling up in the corner. It was at least 4 foot tall pile of pizza boxes, and there were gnats. You know what a gnat is? Like those little fruit flies, those little annoying motherfuckers that always want to fly directly into your nasal cavity or in your eyeballs. Them fucks. There was a sea of them motherfuckers in her room, like a cloud. We would open the door one day and we would just be beating them off. We were beating off gnats. I mean, we had to do it with the tiniest tweezers that we could find so that we could find their little dicks. But we were beating them off, like, never mind. So we're beating them off left and right. And then we finally was like, fuck, we got to raid bomb this goddamn place. Like, we have to throw out these pizza boxes and we have to raid bomb this dorm room right now. And we have to tell our floor that we were doing it so no one would die from the gases. That was the first sign that I think that she was kind of trying to give me the sign that she was a nasty bitch and she wanted me to leave. So when a nasty bitch wants you to leave and she has to up the nastiness, what's the next progression in that? Maybe, I don't know, maybe farting in front of you, taking a shit in front of you, I don't know. But no, she did far beyond that. She, one day, I'm in her room and she's coming home from, or coming back to her room from, I believe, a class that she was in. And I think she was kind of tipsy. She didn't seem like she had all her faculties. And she comes home and she's in a joyful mood, bubbly. She's like, hey, you want to see something? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'll show you. And then she starts taking off her clothes. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to get some. I wasn't even expecting this. I'm over here playing Super Smash Brothers, and I'm about to Super Smash this sister. Let's do it. So she takes off her top, got a bra on, getting comfortable. Takes off her bra, because you know you gotta let those things free, even though she had very tiny breasts, very tiny. And you let those things go anyway, because the strap is uncomfortable or whatever the fuck, I don't know. You let those things go, and she takes off her shorts. I'm like, oh shit, it's happening. Shit is happening. And she takes off her fucking panties. I'm like, all right, let me just start unbuttoning myself. And then, whoa, hold on, what's that? What is that, like, cotton thing that's hanging from there? Is that supposed to be there? Am I supposed to, like, you know, squeeze my dick in between there? But then she tugged on the cotton. And I think you know where I'm going with this. She pulled out her tampon and started doing the helicopter with it. Covered in blood, of course. Then starts doing the, what do you call it? The "Are you sleepy?" in front of my fucking face. Like she's trying to hypnotize me with her fucking bloody feminine product. Like right in my face. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? And she finds it hilarious. And then throws it in the trash can. I'm not even sure if they're supposed to go in the trash can. But she threw it in the trash can. And thought it was fucking hilarious. Needless to say, that didn't make me horny. That definitely didn't get the job done. But that was another moment in which I believe that she was trying to be the nastiest bitch possible so that she can get rid of me. And I just wouldn't take the hint. If a bitch did that to me now, you know, she'd be chopped up in pieces in my wall somewhere or in my tummy. Yeah, cannibalism. If I saw a nasty ass bitch with pizza boxes all over her house and gnats flying everywhere, trust me, I wouldn't step foot in that motherfucker. But I guess this was my very first relationship. I was in love and I was pussy whipped. Although after seeing that, it made me change my entire perspective on what a pussy is. You know, I knew that they got periods, but I'm like, this is a fucking disaster. You know, this is a crime scene. Like, and you also traumatized me for life. Thank you. Thank you very much. Needless to say, after she realized that the gross out thing was not going to work, she cheated on me. Zing! She cheated. That's right. The old cheating first love everyone experiences. So yeah, I caught her. She lied to me for about 6 hours, like in the wee hours in the morning. I caught her, and then she lied until the sun came up, and then when the sun finally came up, she told the truth. Excuse me. But I was sad about it for a long time, but now I'm kind of like, you dumb bitch. You dumb bitch. I'm amazing. Why would you ever do such a thing? So hopefully you guys found some entertainment out of that story about my very first experience with online dating and how that resulted, and why the fuck I continue to use it beyond that. I don't know. I'm an insane person. There's a very thin line between insanity and genius, or so I've been told. But maybe it's not even a line. Maybe it's just all blending together somehow. Hopefully you like, share, and subscribe. And comment whatever the fuck I said about shitting in public. I was serious about that, by the way. Very serious. All right, bye.